Okay, what we are making today is a dessert called a s'morito. It takes the basic elements of your old school s'mores and remixes them in a fun new way. This came to us from a camp out with Troop 375 a while ago when some elements of the s'mores were missing and some snacks were still in demand. So without further ado, here we go. Now the first thing you need is something to build it on, and that is usually aluminum foil. We use these pre-cut squares of aluminum foil, but any foil will do. You can use the regular rolls right out of the box and just tear it off, making sure you have a size good enough to accommodate your tortilla shell. The foil needs to be sprayed with a good cooking spray to make sure that the s'morito does not stick to the inside of the foil when it gets hot. Now we're just going to take a flour tortilla. Any size will do. You can use a big one or a small one. It really just matters how big you want your s'morito to be. And we're just going to take that and lay it flat on the foil. Boop, just like that. Marshmallows are the first element of the s'morito. So we have a good dish of marshmallows here. Note that we're using the mini marshmallows. The full-size marshmallows work just as well, but the mini ones melt a little bit faster and more consistently. So you just take a little pile. You want them to fit right on the shell. We're just going to take a little pile of marshmallows and throw them right on our tortilla shell. There we go. Okay. And a few more doesn't hurt. And that's for that. Okay. We have some graham cracker. You can use graham cracker on this. Obviously, the tortilla shell takes the place of the graham cracker for most people, but you can crumble up some graham cracker like this and just throw that in. But we're going to skip that for this one. Next up, we're going to use the chocolate. Again, for consistent melting, it's better to use a pile of these little mini chocolate chips than it is to use the candy bar chocolate. Although you can use the candy bar chocolate, there's nothing wrong with that. Just remember, this is different than a traditional s'more because the chocolate actually goes in the fire. There we go, some chocolate chips on there. And I also have some butterscotch chips here. Everybody loves butterscotch, right? You can use any kind of chips, really. White chocolate or even peanut butter chips would work really well mixed in with the chocolate. Okay, now we've got all our basic elements on here. We're just going to take this and wrap this up carefully, making sure we get most of the stuff on the inside. I confess I'm not really the best at wrapping these up, but as long as you've got it wrapped up inside the foil so nothing's going to leak out, you're pretty well safe. I'm going to do my little sandwich wrap here and roll it over a couple more times to make sure there's plenty of foil around that, and that's it. That's what we have it. This is ready for the fire just like that. Now, I'm also doing an experiment here. I have a mini cast iron pan, and I wanted to use this to see if I could eliminate the waste that comes with using a little bit of foil for each one. So I'm going to take a second, I'm going to spray the inside of this pan, and I'm going to take a second tortilla shell and another set of elements and kind of fold them up inside this little cast iron pan. Obviously, this is a 6-inch cast iron pan, but you could really use any size to do this with. It's just a matter of how much space you have on your fire. We're going to use the butterscotch chips for this one because why not? And we're going to put an extra helping of marshmallows inside and maybe some more butterscotch chips, sure. Okay. We're going to fold this up inside our cast iron pan and we'll give it a shot and we'll see how this turns out. There we go. That. Hopefully, like I said, this is a way to eliminate the foil from the process because, a Scout is clean, right? We want to be clean with the environment and not use extra materials if we don't have to. There we go. That's looking good. Now we're going to take our 2 s'moritos and we'll head over to the campfire. Okay, here we are at a campfire. We've got a nice bed of coals here, and we're just going to take our s'moritos and we're going to lay them right in the coals, just like that. You want to have some tongs ready because you're going to want to move this around a little bit in the coals to make sure it melts everything consistently. And we're going to take our cast iron pan one and we'll put that one in there too. You'll notice there's some dirt falling off there. Maybe I should have got that a little cleaner, a bigger spot, but that's okay. We're going to let this cook for just a few minutes. All right, we're back up at the table. Now these have been on the fire for about 5 minutes. And be super careful with the foil because it's extremely hot when you open these up. There's going to be all kinds of hot gases that are going to come out of the foil, and the foil itself as well as the s'more are going to be pretty hot. Oh yeah. And there you have it. It's a delicious little packet of goodness. Everything is nice and melted inside. And you see, oops, looks like we got one of the chocolate chips melted to the outside too. Here's our taste tester. You can see everything is melted and delicious inside, and seems like he's doing pretty well. And there you have it. That is a s'morito.